What do you think rates and home prices will look like in 3 years? No one can truly know for sure what they'll be like even a week from now. But if you had to make an educated guess, what would you say? Rates will be somewhere between 3 and 10% and houses will be worth less or more depending on where exactly you are. Rates will never be as low as they were in 2020-2021. Generational wealth will be the biggest factor for financial gains for younger generations. 6 rates, prices 10 higher than today. Not happy about that either. I think we are retracing the mid-70s for inflation. We've come through the first peak. Still to come is the bigger peak as anyone with money buys a house rather than watching inflation eat their money away. The real inflation is going to hit when COLA adjustments catch up to reality. My parents bought the house I grew up in '73 for $23,000. Sold it in 1990 for $120,000. Almost all of the inflation happened between '75 and '85. I'm expecting 5 rates within the next 1.5 years. Prices will remain stable or slightly increase. Houses will continue to become less affordable. Price increase, rate increase, or both. This will continue until 1 baby boomers pass on and or 2 the government intervenes bigly on PE. Buying up SFH for rental income. Both will be higher. Unless they are lower, of course. Definitely no the same. Maybe. This sub has a huge obsession with making baseless predictions. Damn, this sub is completely wrong. X200B. I'd bet anyone we peak in 1-2 months and rates will be in the 6 in 2024. In 3 years closer to 4-5. X200B. House prices will be flattish and in early mid-2024 will start to grow again. Gradually going up until the 3 mark at least. Higher home prices, lower rates. Rates will probably have come back down to the 5-6-ish range. Home prices will have increased 7-9 range for the next 4-6 years. There is a lot of pressure on the banking system to get rates up and keep them up for a while. If we don't, the banking system will not have any leverage to boost the market in times of trouble. And if they don't, then the government has to turn to its tax authority to control the economy. That would be hard to predict and plan for. I think they'll go down, but they'll go up again. Then down, then up, then probably down. Rates are quite unlikely to return to the historic former lows. Doesn't mean they can't fall some from here. But inflation remains above the Fed's claimed target of 2, so for now they aren't going down. Economists and other analysts have been predicting a recession and plenty of rate cuts for the past 15 months. Be cautious about trusting them. 9. Prices will be flat-ish from about now until then. Also, the official media narrative will become, rates are stable now is a great time to buy a house. RRE bubble will be full of posts about people with 7.5 mortgages never selling their house because they would lose that amazing rate. My area homes are not selling as fast as it was last year. It's taking months. So prices are falling. Lots of new builds here in the Houston suburbs. I don't think they're going to get much lower. That's why we're choosing to use the Jersey Grant. Because we can't refi for 5 years. But we'll be eligible for $10K in assistance, which we might use to buy down some of the rate. 10. Unpopular. Sure, but reasonable. Fed isn't lowering rates anytime soon by their own admission. Interest rates will stay high. There will still be shortages. 10 years out, assuming we are still a nation, there will probably be a glut of available existing homes as we boomers die off. The payment you can afford will remain the same. Hope that someone moves out of a house that you can live in for 20 years. Refinance when rates go down. Sell to the next generation. Use that money to buy a retirement home in another state or tax location and use the excess to play slots in Vegas. 17. Anyone saying rates are normal have lost their minds and aren't paying attention. The government cannot borrow at these rates. We will be at a 50 trillion deficit in our generation. They aren't refi it at 10 LMAO. The new world is a low-interest environment or perish. House prices to be up 20 in next 3 years and cash rate at 4. After we hit terminal rate in 2024 and holding it there for about 2 years, I think we could see about a 10-15 price drop average in the USA. I still think mortgage rates will still be 7 at that time. I think $100,000 $50 for a cardboard box on the sidewalk. It could be 15. Rates at 27. Entry-level 1-bed 1-bath condo at $10 million in low-cost areas like Kansas City. Inflation. Yo. Easily 10 or higher, and people will regret not buying now. Can only go up. The same exact homes with high interest. 10 interest. Rates will be 20 average, prices will be triple. BlackRock will be finished buying all the stock by then. You can rent for 55 of your yearly salary. Before taxes. Cheers. I want to know this for Florida. There's no way home prices will increase. A $300,000 home in 2019 is now worth $500,000 $600,000. That $600,000 home ends up costing you over $1.2 million by the end of a 30-year mortgage. Prices will not be in the millions. They'll be in the multi-millions. Rates aren't going down anytime soon. The second they do, tons of people will jump into the market. Markets that are already supply constrained, i.e. California, will go up in value as nobody is selling with rates everyone locked in. SFH are also not being built in California relative to condos and townhouses, so SFH will continue to go up in value. Rates 30-year fixed 6.7, prices appreciated 11.3. If I had to guess, I would say 5 interest and 15 higher prices. Ballpark those based on past history. But I wouldn't bet on it. Right now, you have one of two options. 1. Double. 2. Pennies on the dollar list prices. My guess? 100 to 225 down from current. Housing will continue to creep up in price, especially in areas of high growth. As hedge funds buy property, rentals will become more expensive. Interest rates will fall eventually, but not fast enough for as many people out there trying to purchase property. There won't be a perfect time to buy. Insurance will be the next big factor for people. Costs continue to double and triple. In my area, companies are refusing to write new policies. Our insurance cost has skyrocketed. This will be the next crisis. Rates 4.6. Average home prices up 10.20. Current rates 8. Case-Shiller 310. Remind me 3 years. 5.8, and you doomers will be wishing you bought now instead of waiting. Probably 10-ish. I feel like I'm locked into my house forever. 4.65 in 2014, then refinanced to 2.7 in a $450,000 house with $200,000 down is still $2,300 mo, which is more than double my mortgage currently. 25 increase and 9 interest rates x 200B. Remind me 3 years. Rates a little lower, prices a little higher. Demand still larger than supply.